Welcome to this week's version of the Gridiron Report, where we talk about everything that's going on in the Gridiron 7-on-7 League. Tony, we had some great action this past week in Week 2.
Week 2, just like Week 1, man, a lot of action, a lot of couple big upsets, some big wins, a couple big losses, lots of stats, lots of highlights.
Yes, let's talk about the teams that did well this week.
Yeah, each week we want to talk about not only the teams that are leading the league, but also just the teams that had great weekends. So, this weekend we had 6 teams go 3-0, 2 teams each in each age group. So our 12U division, we got Team Primetime and the Rising Stars both finished 3-0 and looking for a big matchup here in the next couple weeks.
In our 15U division, we had Betsy Built go 3-0. We had Mojo go 3-0 as well.
Yeah, Mojo and Betsy Built, 2 of the top teams in 15U, a couple of the top quarterbacks in 15U, and teams will start seeing as the same progresses, the top quarterbacks in the league will generally be leading some of the best teams. High school, we had Legacy Elite. They finished 3-0, and Team Venom finished 3-0. It was a big weekend for those guys. I guess non-league teams, when it comes to 12, it comes to all the divisions, each week we try to have some non-league teams in, and the league teams we had this week were actually talented teams, put some good work in.
Had some teams come down from Kentucky.
Yeah, 2 teams. Kentucky Elite brought 2 teams. They brought a 12U team and a 15U team. Those guys, it's their first 7-on-7 competition really of the year. They both teams lost their first 2 games, started off 0-2, but then came back, finished strong, and finished 2-2 on the day. They're going to come back a couple weekends throughout the year, so we'll see them soon.
And we had a local area club team, Tennessee Prime, come through this week too as well. Those guys finished 3-0. Team with a lot of the best players in this area locally play for Tennessee Prime. It was a treat to see those guys out there making plays this weekend too. Yeah,
they've got a couple guys that'll be in the league leaders after just 1 week. But yeah, Tennessee Prime came out and did their thing. They same thing as last year. They come out and compete and have some of the best athletes, like Carlos said, in our area. The next thing we want to talk about really is some of the standouts of the weekend. Quarterback standouts we had this weekend was Sparks from the Rising Stars and Faust from PT Primetime. And, wide receiver-wise, we had Braylon Robinson, a big name. I was kind of wondering, we didn't hear his name last week very much. And, it's going to come sooner or later. He's going to be one of those dudes one day. But he had 2 touchdowns this weekend for the Rising Stars. One of the DBs that we had Davion Maynard from the Rising Stars also. I guess they did have a really good weekend going 3-0, racked up some stats while they were doing it.
Yeah, he picked up 3 interceptions, didn't he?
Yeah, 3 interceptions. One of the only few guys in the past 2 weekends that's been able to pull 3 down in 1 weekend. So that's pretty impressive.
You want to talk about the overall league leaders?
Yeah, league leaders. When it comes to standings and stats for Week 2, 12U division, showing to be pretty competitive. Right now we've got a tie sitting at the top. We got Team Primetime, Team Rising Stars, both sitting at 5-1. Looking, like I said, that's going to be a big matchup coming through on the rest of the season. We got Catholics finishing 4-2 right now. Goon Squad is 2-4, and we have Team Lions and the Broncos right now at 1-5.
Are we going to be adding a new team to the league this year in 12U this week?
Yeah, actually, the Roadrunners, Austin East, they gave us a call today, paid their fees, got their paperwork in, so this upcoming weekend, we'll have a new team throw in the mix with that 12U group. So just add to the competition. They're going to come out with some ballers.
Yes, definitely so. Looking forward to seeing those guys.
Definitely, absolutely. League leaders?
Yeah, let's talk about our league leaders. Our quarterbacks, we had Sparks is leading the whole 12U division with 12 touchdown passes. Faust is right behind him with 11, so he's right there. And then Smith is making up the rear with 6.
Yeah, and then we got a few guys mixed in right there in the middle of it. Receiver-wise,
we got Dorsey. He's leading it with 3. We got Braylon Robinson.
We actually got a tie. We got a 5-way tie, guys.
Yes.
So
we got Robinson with 3 as well. We got Sweeney with 3. Summy with 3. I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
And what's that other name? I can't see.
DeHart and Beaufort.
DeHart and Beaufort both have 3 as well.
Yeah.
So we got a good group of guys, in the 12U division scoring a lot of touchdowns.
Yeah, absolutely. They're getting after it. 12U, I think this year, just like every year, we've got better players, more experienced players. The statistics are going to be a little bit better. We'll probably have some records broken before the end of the year on what we've had in the past 3 years in that age group. Defensive back, same thing, man. We got 4-way tie. Let me get it. Yeah. And so we've got four guys. We've got Smith, Howard, Smith, and Maynard. So Smith from the Goon Squad, Howard from the Goon Squad, Broncos, Spencer Smith, and Maynard from the Stars are all tied with 3. And so not a bad weekend for 12U. Looking forward to it next weekend. Let's go ahead and look at the 15U and see where they're at.
See where they're at.
If you like what we're doing with the show, scroll down, hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up. We also do a couple different things, myself and Carlos, with our business. Carlos runs Tennessee Gridiron Scouting with Big Will, William Goodwin. Anything high school football related, recruiting, all over the country.
We're your guys.
Keep up with Carlos and them, gridironscouting.com.
That's the website. If you're looking for quarterback-specific training, looking for combine or camp training, my guy Tony Colson is the guy to reach out to at gunslingeracademy.com. He provides all those services and more. Tony, let's talk about our 15U standings. Let's start with the Gunslinger division.
All right.
Betsy Built 6-0. The Patriots 2-1. Gunslinger 3-3. Kentucky Elite 2-2. The Cougars 2-4.
Yep.
And 865 Elite 1-5.
Yep. Not a bad division. Betsy Built 6-0, man. Nobody's got
pace setters since they got out there.
Nobody's been able to put it to them yet. They've got a couple guys that can throw it. Maupin's killing it. Their defense is actually playing really well. So it's going to be a tough division. Gridiron division, we've got Wolfpack Red still holding it down at 3-0. We've got Knox Smash at 4-2. We've got Team Mojo at 3-3. We got the Rebels at 2-4, and we got Goon Squad at 1-5. Same thing. Wolfpack Red didn't play this weekend. They do a couple of the travel circuit deals, but they'll be here for the rest of the season to kind of add to that 3-0 record, and hopefully we can give them some competition next week.
It's been really competitive in the 15U.
It is. Lots of talent. When it comes to same thing we talked about with the 12U team. When it comes to stats, standings, and all that stuff. Like we're about to talk about. Kids are out there today. Is less interceptions this week, a lot more touchdowns. So let's go ahead and get to some of those standout players from this past weekend.
Let's talk about the quarterbacks first.
Yeah.
We've got to talk about the Maupin kid from Betsy Built. He threw 6 touchdowns.
Yep.
Stooksbury from 865 threw 6 touchdowns.
Yeah.
O'Neal from
Kentucky Elite
threw 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, absolutely.
And our QB of the week was Elijah Smith, who threw 7 touchdowns, our gunslinger of the week.
Yeah, Elijah had 9 last week, finished second. Maupin had 12, and this week, Elijah just does what he does. He's consistent. He's going to throw 6, 8, 9, 10 touchdowns every week. So Elijah Smith, gunslinger of the week. Wide receivers that had the best go-getters of the week. We had Jeriah Griffin again. We got Owens from 865. Boone McCamus from Smash. Been a guy that's been a good player for the past couple years. And we got Branson Turnbow, finished with 4 touchdowns on the day. Gives him go-getter of the week for week 2 in the 15U division. Defensive backs.
Our ball hawk, a guy who actually had the most interceptions, was Jefferson.
Yeah, we had a bunch of guys tied with 1 interception this past week, and so we kind of went through and saw what guys did. And Jefferson also had 2 touchdowns with the Cougars this weekend. So Jefferson with the Cougars gets defensive player, ball hawk of the week for week 2. League leaders.
We'll start with the quarterbacks. Gib Maupin, he's thrown 18 touchdowns so far this year.
Yeah, no kidding. He's on it right now.
On it,
2
really,
weeks,
really
18 touchdowns. Elijah Smith, 16. And Dylan Stooksbury.
He's thrown 10.
And he's thrown 10 with 865. I think they're going to come around. Their standings and 1-5 record, really doesn't show that, the stats and what the things they're doing right now when it comes to scoring and stuff. And they've had tough competition so far, too. League leaders with the wide receivers.
Jeriah Griffin,
Yeah.
He scored 8 touchdowns for Betsy Built.
Yeah, he's heads and shoulders above everybody right now. You guys need to catch up.
Frank Johnson from Smash, he has 5 touchdowns on the season.
Yep.
Cam Baker has 5 touchdowns on the season as well, too.
Yep. Brendan Duggan, 5 touchdowns. Jordan Hayes and Branson Turnbow, actually.
Both have had 5 touchdowns on the season as well, too.
So we got like 5-way tie with 5 touchdowns, and Jeremiah Griffin leading it with 8. Secondary guys, pretty much the same situation. Same guy that was leading last week, really, Nathaniel Thomas. He has 3. And then we've got a 5-way tie with Jeriah Griffin, Cam Baker, Frank Johnson, Elijah Smith, Brandon Duggan, and Bronson Turnbow. They all have 2 interceptions. So 15U stat standings, all that good stuff. Not a bad day, not a bad weekend.
Not a bad week for those 15U guys. A lot of guys stepped up this week.
Yeah.
All right, Tony, let's talk about our high school guys, standings and league leaders. Let's start with the standings first. Let's start with the Gunslinger division.
All right.
East Tennessee Drip, 5-1. The Admirals are 4-2.
Yep.
Venom is 4-2. Team Lions is 3-3. TNGS is 2-4. Gym City is 2-4. Wolfpack White is 1-2, and Seymour is 1-5.
Yeah, good division. A lot of competition. I think everybody in that division's played each other now, so I think they've all played everybody, so they kind of know who's who and what's what. Going into the Gridiron division, kind of the same thing. We got Legacy Elite at 5-1. We've got Wolfpack Black and Gibbs sitting at 2-1. The Dragons and Cougars are both 3-3. Tribe is 2-4, and E10 Brigade is 0-6. We're still waiting on the Saints. I believe they're going to start playing here in like 2 weeks. Okay. So we'll get them in the league here in a couple weekends. But that kind of rounds out our high school standings and divisions.
Let's talk about the guys who had a good week this week in the high school division.
Yeah, the high school division is always exciting, especially when it comes to the quarterback position. We had 3 guys we were talking about this week that had some pretty good stats. We had Isaiah Hall from Team Venom, had 6 touchdowns. Hunter White had 8 touchdowns from the Cougars. And then Walker Martinez with Tennessee Prime
came into the league and threw 13 touchdowns this week.
13 touchdowns.
Tied the league record.
Yeah, tied the league record. Gunslinger of the week.
Gunslinger of the week for sure.
He won that a couple times last year, actually, too.
Yes.
So Tennessee Prime, Gunslinger of the week. Walker Martinez from Anderson County. Wide receivers. We had Devin Jones, had 4. Armani Hicks had 5 from Legacy Elite. Devin Jones is from the Cougars. And our league leader for the weekend was Sam O'Leary with Tennessee Prime.
Yes, he had 6 touchdowns.
6 touchdowns
on the week.
Yeah, that's big. It's like every time you turn around, Sam O'Leary's catching a touchdown. DB of the week. Really just have one guy this week, Jordan Shepard from the Admirals. 3 interceptions in one day. So he got player of the week and is really the one guy we're going to talk about this weekend.
Our overall leaders in the high school division for quarterbacks, Tony, Hunter White has thrown 14 touchdowns.
Yeah, 14 touchdowns, not bad. Walker Martinez with 13. Josh Keith had 13. And we also got Caden Martin from Legacy Elite is rounding that out at 11. And then we have a handful of guys kind of in the mix in the middle right there. Wide receivers of the week, league leaders actually for the high school group.
Nigel Lee, he has 7 touchdowns on the year so far.
Yeah, Dragons. Devin Jones.
Devin Jones has 7 touchdowns on the year so far as well, too. And O'Leary, coming into the week, this past week, picked up those 6. He's right there among the leaders right now.
It's hard not to be right at the top when you get 6 in one weekend. And Jordan Shepard, same deal.
DB, our top DB.
Yeah, he's the only guy with 3 interceptions in the league right now in the high school division. We've got about 8 guys with 2, and then probably another 14, 15 with 1. But overall, high school division was good this week. Ton of talent, some couple upsets. I think a few of the upsets when we look at it, Team Venom, coming from week 1 to week 2. Came back strong. They beat East Tennessee Drip. It's their only loss. Of course, they're going to come back and be ready. That's the first game of the day, so curious to see how that happens again when they play again. I'm sure it'll be super competitive. Admirals, that's a young team. That's one of those teams that were 15U last year, and most of those guys are from the same team. So, for them to be 4-2 right now is not a bad deal. Legacy Elite on the other side, show them a little bit of love. They went up to the tournament this weekend and finished second, I believe, made it to the championship game. So they're doing a good job over there with Caden Martin from Catholic as their quarterback. Just looking forward to it.
Really good teams in this league. Really good teams, man. I've been impressed with the talent over the first 2 weeks, Tony.
Yeah,
all the way
definitely.
down from the 12U division up to the high school division. We got some real ballers in this league.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looking into week 3, Tony, I don't know what kind of matchups we're going to have set up for week 3, but the schedule will be out at the end of the week. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Schedule will be out Friday night. As always, guys, we're always looking for new teams to come in. I've had a lot of great promotion from other teams that have played in the league. We appreciate you guys on social media and all the videos you guys do, promoting the Gridiron 7-on-7 League and what we're doing. Like I said, schedule will be out Friday night. Be ready to go.
Look forward to seeing you next week.
Yeah, next week. Go get it. Gridiron 7-on-7 League.